Pop quiz, people. Did you know that Superior Drummer 2 has a sub mixer for every one of these mic channels? Hey y'all, and welcome back. In this video, I'd like to go ahead and discuss the bleed control section. Now, at first glance, you might see it and go, well, I don't get it. What's the big deal? Well, plenty of big deal. This is probably my favorite area of this entire mixer, to be honest with you. Now, on the surface, they've just got a few things, and it's not intimidating at all. You have a mute button, which will mute the leakage on that particular channel strip. Here you have a level control where you can use your mouse wheel, or you can click and turn. If you need finer increments, you can drag away from it and turn, or you can press your shift key. Next, you'll see a light which indicates how much bleed is active on that particular channel strip. And here is an edit button. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, Scott, you mentioned a sub mixer. Where is it? There it is right there. This is the individual bleed section. As you can see, it has all the instruments laid out, kick, snare, hat, so forth and so on. And for each instrument, you're going to see a fader that can be controlled by clicking and dragging, or if you have a mouse wheel, put your cursor over it, use your mouse wheel. As mentioned before, if you need to adjust the fader in smaller increments, go ahead and hold your shift key on your keyboard and you can drag it, or you can use your mouse wheel with the shift key pressed. Just to the right of the individual bleed section, you'll find a little scroll bar. You can click and drag it, or once again, you can use your mouse wheel to go up and down. To the left of the instrument channels, you'll see a little light. This light will indicate whether or not a bleed signal will be active on this channel or not. For example, right now, there is no bleed on the kick drum in channel. See that there? However, if you were to scroll down and take a look at the overhead section individual bleed, you're going to see that the kick is engaged, snare, hats, rack toms, all the way to the floor toms. And then you may notice that there's a C next to things such as the ride, ride 2, cymbal, so forth and so on. This indicates a close mic, okay? And you cannot engage or disengage that. However, you can go ahead and turn it all the way down if you like. In the individual bleed section, you'll notice that there's a select all button. By pressing that button, you'll notice that all of the instrument names turn into an orange color. This means that all of them are selected, and should you decide to do something like engage the bleed, you can click one of them, and that will engage them all since you have them selected all. And likewise, they act as a group whenever you use the fader. See that there? Now, something else I want to show y'all. Whenever you decide to go ahead and engage just a couple of channels, you may have noticed that the indicator here is an orange, a dark orange kind of color. However, whenever you select them all and engage all the channels, you'll notice that it is a yellowish or a bright orange type color. That indicates that all of the bleeds have been activated, and then this indicates that only some of them have been activated. You see that there? And then let me go ahead and get on to an ambience channel real quick. Let's go ahead and zero that fader out and solo it real quick, and then press play on my grooves. Now, as you can see, see that there? I can control the individual levels. For example, right there, all you're hearing is the snare and obviously a couple of cymbals. However, I can cut everything off and have no bleed whatsoever, okay? Since it is not a close mic situation, there are no C's in any of these boxes. It's either an on or off option versus the overhead channel. Right here, you have the C's, which indicate you cannot cut those on or off. Let me show you this. We can go ahead and turn the levels down. Okay? And you can do that individually and get certain cymbals if you want, or adjust the level of individual cymbals. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your sub mixer. And as I mentioned, for every mic channel, there is a sub mixer, aka the individual bleed section. Now, this allows for some extremely creative routing. Now, let me go ahead and show you something else real quick. We'll go ahead and cut everything back on. And then let's press play. Now we have all of the bleeds engaged, okay? But if we go to our master bleed level here, we can cut it all down as a whole. See that there? And you can also choose to mute all of the bleeds for some quick reference as to how the closed mics are sounding at the moment. And once you get something that you like, you can always save it as a preset. But that pretty much covers the bleed control section. I want y'all to get out there and start tinkering around with it because you can do a lot of creative things with this particular section. All right? I hope I helped you understand this a little better. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.